soul friends, welcome back to my channel Helki Rain. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to share an experience I had, a vision if you may call it, something that came to me in meditation, a visitation, possibly whatever you want to call it. But I did mention it briefly in another one of my videos. I forget which one now, but I'll figure it out and I'll put it in the iCard. So I was mentioning how I've been working with Sekhmet, I believe, in this video, and I also mentioned how I had contact with Jesus or Christ consciousness, and this was completely not related to my workings with Sekhmet. It just happened to be in the same time period. So just to give you a bit of a backstory on myself, and you might be thinking, oh, have I grown up as a Christian or a Catholic? Do I have lots of knowledge or whatnot on Jesus and Christ or Christ consciousness? And obviously I've definitely heard about Christ consciousness. I believe a lot of people feel like that's coming back. I've been aware of that for many years, but it's like I know that Christ consciousness is here or it's coming back. That makes sense to me, but I grew up atheist. I was brought up atheist, and I found my spirituality on my own and through my own self-discovery, and that happened when I was an adult, and I was never a part of the Christian or Catholic religion, and it's just not something that's it's not something that's been a part of my life, and not something I have a lot of knowledge on, to be honest. It was really interesting that I was to have this vision or experience that I had. For me, it felt like a visitation from Jesus Christ himself. So I'll let you know how that went. I wouldn't say it's anything super profound or anything like amazingly interesting would happen, like for this to be a super exciting story time. It's probably not. It was just such an amazing experience for me on a personal level, and it was much more of a feeling that it brought into my life that I'm grateful for, rather than any particular teachings, although I do feel myself still learning from this experience and still getting a lot of synchronicities and messages coming through me that connects me back to this experience. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, or probably more than that, maybe a month or so ago. I don't know if this is like officially a thing, if this is how energy work is done, but I sort of just been going into my heart space and trying to send healing energy to my horse. So if any of you follow me on Instagram, I think I mentioned once that my horse Barney hasn't been very well, and the vet really couldn't do much, and he's okay, so don't worry, he's not in immediate danger or anything, but we think he might have some ongoing problems that a lot of older horses get. But it doesn't mean that I want to just sit by and, like the vet says, of course, like there's nothing more we can do here and we just need to keep an eye on him. So I felt really called to try and send healing to Barney. I started working on one full moon. I decided to go into meditation and begin trying to send healing, pure loving energy from my heart center directly to Barney. And actually the first time I did it, because it was a full moon, I was using this technique where I was sending it from my heart directly up to the moon, and I knew Barney was in the field where he could see the moon because he doesn't live here with me, and I was directing my heart healing energy up to the moon, and then from the moon down onto Barney, and that felt really powerful. So the rest of the times that I tried doing this, it wasn't a full moon, so I just did the direct healing from my heart. And there was this one day where I was like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and do some healing energy for Barney, but a thought occurred to me, and I thought, you know, I'm locked away here. Luckily I'm still with my mum and my stepdad, which is nice to have like the company, because I'm used to living on my own, and especially in a pandemic I can't go see my friends so easily. And I love my like loved ones so much, all my animals, all my loved ones, and I really want to also send them my loving energy, and more of a just sending them my love and hoping that this can reach their heart chakras and like let them know how loved they are, and they can feel the benefits of that loving energy, because it's so powerful. So when we love ourselves, when we love others, it has a real natural healing ability. So that's what I decided to do. I decided I'm going to lie in my meditation like I normally would, and I do my heart healing for Barney, but instead I'm going to do it for my loved ones, but also all of my animals that I love, because there's a lot of animals in my life and I've not got them all with me right now. So I went in and I spent quite a long time on each individual, sending my love directly from my heart chakra, and it felt really good. Like, it always feels really good when I do this work. I really enjoy it, and I was really deep into that, and you know, it felt so nice because I've not seen some of these people in a while, so being able to visualize them and connect with them in the astral world. I can't remember who the last person was that I did, but I finished doing that and I just decided to lie there in this beautiful loving energy that I'd been generating so much of for all my loved ones. And then the vision came. So it was a bright golden light that, like, this angel appeared, and at first I was like, one, I was quite shocked that he appeared, because like I love to thank the angels and be aware of the angels. I don't do a lot of angel work, I'm not like an angel expert, so obviously I'm like, who is this angel? He looked like Jesus, but in my mind I thought it was an angel, so I asked him telepathically, are you Archangel Michael? And he said no, and he had this like this smirk on his face, like no, like he was like trying not to laugh, and I went, oh my god, like, are you Jesus? And then he was like, yeah, like almost, you know, smirking and enjoying the realization that I was having here, and that he had really come here to me. And it was so loving, like he was so warm and loving, and I just felt this unbelievable presence of love like I'd never felt before. So unconditional, so present, and like all-consuming, that I couldn't feel bad if I tried in that moment. And it was like so unreal, like he was right there, you know, in front of me in my meditation vision, and you know, it was just the last thing I expected. And then this other angel came along who had shorter, darker hair, and he had like kind of like a green, maybe he had green on his outfit, or maybe he had a green aura, but there was this like green vibe oozing from him, like there was this golden vibe oozing from Jesus. And I was like, and he was almost just like very playful, way more, a little bit more boisterous, and a bit more like, hey, and he came in and I was like, oh my god, are you Archangel Raphael? And he was like, yeah, of course I am, of course I'm here. And it was like he said that because I knew, I always had this feeling that the main sort of angel energy that stays around me is Archangel Raphael. I really, for some reason, just get this knowing that that's my sort of main archangel energy around me. And that was really cool. I'd never even thought, like, I think a lot about Mother Mary, because she is, you know, Gaia, she is everything, she is Isis. I've been wanting to connect with her. I never really had this calling or knowing towards Jesus. It was always more towards Mother Mary if it came to that religion particularly, but like I said, it's never been a huge interest of mine, or just not a huge part of my life. It's not that I'm not interested, it's just I weren't brought up with it, and I'd found my own path here. And yeah, it was just insane. And then I got disturbed from my meditation, so it obviously ended there, and I like couldn't believe it. I was almost like frozen in shock, and whenever I would think about it, I would literally start crying. I would like well up with tears, and that's why it's probably took me a while to come to talk about this with you guys, because one, I didn't know if I really wanted to share it, but I think it's important that I share this because I really think a lot of us are going to be having similar experiences, because I really truly do believe that this was connecting me back with Christ consciousness, which I believe is returning to the planet. And it's not about Christianity or Catholics, it's not about the religion side of it, it's about the message that comes with Christ consciousness, which is this pure presence of love and this living in the heart space. So I will break down what kind of messages I got from that vision in a little bit. But first I will mention another synchronicity that came up the next day. And I often find when I have these sort of like kind of out there visions or experiences, I often get like synchronicities that like confirm that to me, confirm the power in that to me. So then the next day I always pull an oracle card and a tarot card every day. If not, I do a bit more like a spread or something. But I was putting a oracle card from the Unicorn deck, which is this one, which I put in one of my favourite videos, you know, because it comes with the stand. But since I pulled this card, I've not been able to put it away, so I've had this card out on my stand since I had this experience, since I pulled this card. So the next day after my experience of meeting Jesus, I pulled this card. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. The Christ card. Literally pulled Jesus Christ. This is the one Christ card, and it's the last card in the deck, number 44. And it just literally, that is so similar to how he appeared to me, but just more like more real. Because this is a drawing, I believe, but that golden light around him, that kind of appearance, that's how he appeared to me. I broke down in tears when I pulled this card, because it was just like another reminder that I had that amazing experience. So what I come to understand from this experience was, what was I doing before I had this insane experience of meeting Jesus? And I say it's insane because I cannot explain to you the intensity of the love and like completeness that I felt in that moment, and it's incomparable. So what was I doing before then? I was doing the biggest like heart energy session that I've ever done. Like, I was sending my heart energy to all the people that I love and animals that I love, and I spent a long time. I was probably doing this for over an hour because I was spending a lot of time on each person, and I was really enjoying it. I was really loving that, because I think it helped that I haven't been able to have as much contact with people, express my love for them and my animals particularly, because you know, you can't call your animals. Like, they're just, if you're not with them, they just think you're gone. And so it felt really good for me to do that. And then the experience that I had with Jesus after that was just a super intense version of that. It was almost like as a reward for me spending so much time pouring my heart energy into others. It was like he was like, you know what, I'm gonna do the same for you. And it was so amazing. It felt so intense and so out of this world, and I felt so grateful. It was almost like, who am I, like, you know, for you to come and give me this gift, like, but I am he is me, I am you are me. We are all one when it comes to energy. So then we had the Christ consciousness coming back, and it definitely is all about coming from this place, this heart place. So I was thinking, oh, I want to have like something more to represent Jesus, so almost so I can use this deck again, because I don't want to move Jesus from here. I like having him on my altar. So I was thinking like, oh, you know, I'm not in a position right now where I could afford like a nice Jesus or Mary statue for my altar space, so that's not an option. And I guess I could draw him. So I'm looking at different images of Jesus, and then I notice a lot of these images draw attention to the heart. So basically I decided to buy these, like, they were really affordable, basically stickers that you put on your window and it gives that glass stain effect. So I found this Jesus one. I haven't put it up yet because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here, so I'm in an iron if I'm going to put them up here. I'm going to wait till I move again. But this is the glass stain window, and if you notice his heart, he's literally pointing at his heart, which is glowing through like this. Powerful, the power of the heart, the glow. So I also picked up a Mother Mary one and a Archangel one. It really is about here, and I truly understand now, like after seeing these images and seeing how so many of the images of Jesus, I'm not a fan of the images of him on the cross, because that's not how I saw him. I saw him like this, like a glowing light, you know. I saw him so welcoming and in a good place. So I wouldn't want to have him on a crucifix, because I'm not actually religious, but I do believe in the energy of Jesus Christ and Christ consciousness and the power of that message and the power of coming from the heart space. And Jesus Christ really does give us that message. And I've not read the Bible, like obviously I know so much as most people do about the Bible. It's not about that for me. It really is about the pure energy of Christ consciousness and how Jesus really guides us to get out of here and into here. And that's been a huge message for me. Another sign I was getting a lot was about a course called the Course of Miracles, or a Course in Miracles, and this is a channeled work. And let me just check the name of the lady that did it. So the Course of Miracles was written in 1976 by Helen Schumann. So Helen was a psychologist, and she was not religious at all, so I definitely relate to her in that sense, that she wasn't brought up religious, but she began to channel a being that ended up being Christ, and she was coming through with this Course of Miracles, and she was writing down all the information that was coming through the channel. And since then, 1976, it's really sort of picked up quite a few followers, and there's a lot of teachers out there of the Course in Miracles. So if you don't have to sort of just read the workbook, because there's a workbook with it as well as the text, and you don't have to be alone in it, because there's definitely still active teachers of A Course in Miracles. I follow like a couple of A Course in Miracle Instagram pages, and I also have an app. And the idea of the Course in Miracles is that you start at the beginning of the year, or I guess you can start at any time, but like making sure you start at the beginning of the lessons. You do a lesson per day, and they're very simple, sort of unmind controlling, like unbrainwashing yourself, unlearning everything, so that you can actually sit in the heart and find a deeper happiness. And I can't recommend it right now, because I only just sort of dipped my toes in the water of A Course in Miracles. So maybe in the future, if I continue to work with that and find it helpful, I will definitely talk more on that. But as of now, I just got a lot of like messages, and when I say messages, they weren't like direct visions or anything, but it's these inner knowings that I have when I come across things. I get an inner knowing, is this, like, this is important. I am behind, so I don't work like religiously every day on it, and also it's such small exercises. It can take up like 10 minutes of your day max, so it's not a huge commitment, but it's a commitment of the mind. And obviously it's difficult, you know, when so many decades your mind has been going in these certain patterns, to sort of challenge that can be very difficult. But I am enjoying it, and at the moment I'm very much in research stage. I am reading a lesson a day. I am behind, like I said, I'm not on the exact right day, because I didn't start at the beginning of the year, but the app's really helpful for that. But it's very vague, and that's why I would say, not vague, but it's just that the way it's written is, it doesn't compute very well with me, or I don't think most people. And maybe it's because it's an older text, but also I think it's because there is a teaching, like there's a workbook and there's a teacher's book for this, and I do think it really helps to have a teacher. So I found a teacher on YouTube I'm sort of following through this as well. But so that was another message and sign that came through for me, was the Course in Miracles. And if anything, I think it was sort of very much confirming to me again, just confirm this message of the heart and clearing of the mind, and how important that is for myself, because I can only talk on my own personal journey, but for me to sort of move forward and with my practice and my life, because it's not just a practice, is it? It's how we go through life, and how our views of that can very much affect everything. So just having that awareness and bringing myself always back to my heart. Was there anything else? I'm not sure. I don't think there was anything else there. But yeah, I will be doing a video on my workings with the goddess Sekhmet. I'm not sure when that will be, but when I feel inspired, when I feel the time is right, I will do that. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and sending you all my love. I'm sure Jesus is with you right now. Your archangels are with you right now. Whether you get visions or not, don't feel like, oh, it's weird, like I'm not getting that, or what I'm experiencing is a different message, very different, because I do think we're all here on our own individual journeys, and it's going to surprise you. So just like have faith in what's coming in for you, and even the fact that you're watching this makes me feel like there's definitely a message here for you, that this is a message for you, a synchronicity for you, and you will find a deep inner knowing in yourself of what you can take from this, but only you can decide that. It's not about what I tell you or anybody tells you. Really listen into that inner knowing in the heart. And if anything that you get from this is how important it is to sort of use your heart and use it to benefit yourself and others, and the power of that energy of pure, unconditional, present love. So with that, I will say goodbye. Have a great day. Bye.